Hello, welcome to Ferguson Home Services. Appreciate you watching this video today. The subject today is what is the best brand of equipment. I'm going to give you my preferences, but I don't really know if it matters a whole lot today on what brand of equipment you get. It's in whether the equipment was properly installed. And if it's properly installed, it doesn't really even matter if it's a licensed contractor, and I'll tell you why, because there are some people that have licenses that probably are not professional. But you get someone that knows what they're doing, and if they install your new heating and air system properly, they do the proper checks on startup, proper installation techniques. If they will do all of that and do it the right way, your unit has a very high probability of success if it's done right to begin with. But if it's not done right to begin with, for instance, some companies don't pull a vacuum. I know a company that the guy's been in business for years. He just flushes the lines out with refrigerant. That's a pretty common practice for him, and he lets it go. His units have 5 to 10 year warranties depending, and he is, as long as it lasts throughout the warranty, which is just parts only. So if it does fail, he's going to get to charge labor. Oftentimes it may be still under warranty, the parts, and he'll sell them a whole new unit and say, well, you need another one, and people will stay in his cycle. So he's making so much money, I believe is the reason that he has decided not to do it the right way. But my conscience does not clear to me. I can't do that. My conscience bothers me if I feel I didn't do something to the best of my ability. So I want to install it properly, and I believe most heating and air contractors want to do the right thing the first time and are honest and have a good, clear conscience when they're done with their work. Most do. There's going to be a few, you hear about them every once in a while on the news, or you'll see a sting operation where they catch one, but most are honest. One thing is to get to know your heating and air company. Get to know the people that install. How do you do that? Well, for one thing, like you're doing today, checking out our videos and stuff, that makes a difference. Using them for a while, you know, have them service your equipment a couple of times a year, see how they do. And I'm not saying stand out over their shoulder, nobody likes that, but kind of keep an eye on what's going on. What are they doing? Are they professional? Do they look professional? Are they nice to me? You know what? Those are all values. I like to be treated right. If I'm going to give someone money to do something for me every year, I expect to be treated right. I don't want them to have to kiss my behind, but I also expect them to be courteous, polite, prompt when I need their services, and when I'm paying them to do something, I expect them to do it right. So I'm sure you're the same way I am. As long as you treat me right, you've got me from now on, if you treat me right. But if you do me wrong, especially very many times of doing me wrong, I'm going to find someone else to do my work. And I think that's with most individuals. But as far as brands of equipment, if I was to say there was a #1 brand, it would be what I sell and prefer the most, and what I have in my home is an Armstrong. And of course, anything that I'm selling is going to be the best. There'll be people argue that what's best, and they'll argue that from here to kingdom come, and that's not the question of this video. Is just to tell you that I believe my equipment's #1. That's what I'm going to sell. I sell 3 different brands, can actually get 4 or 5 different brands. My #1 brand is Armstrong brand. I also sell a Concord brand. It's a little cheaper, a little lighter made equipment. I also sell Rheem equipment. I like Rheem, except Rheem has gone to aluminum coils. I don't like aluminum. I prefer a copper coil. But our units are going to eventually go to aluminum as well. So I can't say that that's just a reason to use ours, but I also sell or can sell and have sold Goodman and Howe units. So I am set up as a dealer to sell any of those brands of equipment. Can get parts, do warranty on them, whatever. Also, Coleman is another brand of equipment we sell, but my number one brand and choice is the Armstrong brand, and that's what I have in my home. What I recommend to my friends is a little bit more money wise, but it is definitely very good equipment. I've got some in the area right now that are over 30 years old and are still working, so I really like that equipment. I would not say that they're building them today like they used to. I can tell you what my least favorite brand of equipment right now is Train. Train and American Standard is the same brand, and that's my least favorite. And I've got my reasonings for that, but that is my least favorite brand of equipment. One of my reasonings is that I have to work on a lot of those, and sometimes their parts are higher than you could get for some other brand. They are not built any better than any other brand, and their coils, some of their units, the coils they have on them are extremely hard to clean, hard to maintain. I just do not like Train. I was approached by Train to become a dealer, and I did not, because I did not like Train. Train, American Standard are the same thing. To say that they're just completely bad, no. There's a lot of people that say they prefer, and they're going to try to get, they want a Train dealer for some reason. I don't understand why, because they're not any better than anybody else. That's probably my worst. If I had a second worst brand that I don't like, is Carrier, and I've never carried much for Carrier. They also make an off-brand called Pain, and the Pain has been a pain. I have installed some Carrier. I used to do some home warranty work, and they would supply Carrier or Pain equipment. I never did much care for the equipment, some of the same reasons I have for Train. But I have been to many a Train and many a Carrier unit that is very old and still working, but they're not any better than, in my opinion, than any other brand of equipment. But if I had a preference, it would be what I sell the most of, and that would be the Armstrong brand. And because I have one in my home, and because I have put several of those in throughout this area here where we work, and they are still going today. Not long ago, I put in a new unit in a home, and while we were installing the unit, I was outside by the condensing unit, and the neighbor next door come up and began to talk to me, and he said, you know, my unit, he said, I was telling folks the other day that you put that in over 30 years ago, and it's still going, and it is an Armstrong brand unit, and it's still running today. So that speaks volumes about the brand of equipment, that brand of equipment. And like I say, would you be able to say today, if you bought one, it would last you 30 years? I doubt that you could guarantee that. You couldn't guarantee it back then, but they have, and most of that's because properly maintained equipment. I'll come out, if it's a heating and air system, we check the air in the spring, heat in the fall, and we do everything I know to do to properly maintain one, and it just seems like they hold up better, and when they're properly maintained, and also because I installed it properly on the get-go. So I hope this video helps you on what brand of equipment to get, and if you need a new unit, like to buy one from us, well, give us a call. We'd be glad to give you a quote if you're in our service area. If you're not, find you a reputable dealer in your area and see what they can do for you. Hey, we appreciate you watching. God bless you. We'll see you next time. We're gone.